What's going on, guys? It's Critical Fish and I'm back with a new video today. Not really an analysis video or recap on the news. Instead, I'm going to be showcasing where I spend a lot of my time, and that is my office space that you can see behind me, as well as my video game space that I've got. Okay, so I wanted to start by showing off my desk setup. I've got a FlexiSpot standing desk that I use every day to do my video editing, my online remote work, and any other personal fun projects that I've got on my computer. And the majority of the desk has essential items on it that I use all the time. The first one I've got here is my Logitech keyboard that is mechanical and has short press keys. It's very tight, it's very clean, and I will never swap it out unless I want to get a brand new version of it. And then I've got the MX Master 3S Logitech mouse, and that also works really well. I've got my M1 computer that fuels the entire system here. It's plugged into my speakers and the second external monitor. I would like to upgrade it soon though. I've got my Logitech Blue Yeti microphone that I've recently been using with my videos. I've got my PlayStation 4 Destiny themed version. Big fan of the sleek look with that. I've now got a Critical Fish Games Industry Analyst little sign display here, gifted from a friend. And then I've got a little cluster of items here. I've got a Lego Metal Gear creation that I made, an amiibo of Shulk from Xenoblade, and I've got a PlayStation 5 Icon Blue DualSense, the Icon coasters, and finally a Titanfall 2 Collector's Edition helmet that sits fairly nicely in the corner of my desk. Now I will say, of all the items on my desk, this is probably my least used item, but I do really like the details on it. I love Titanfall 2 as a game, and I do like paying homage to the recently passed Vince Zampella, so big fan of his work. I've also got my main piece on here, and that would be my MSI 32-inch curved 4K monitor, and it works really well for my work and seeing all the different stuff from my MacBook on this bigger display. But this may be swapped out for an OLED one day. Here in the corner, I temporarily have two items on display. That would be my brand new golden GameCube from Japan and my new 3DS, and both of these items will be showcased in my bigger Nintendo collection video. On the side of the desk, I've got a magnetized bag to hold water bottles, but in this case I'm holding a bottle of hand sanitizer just to keep the setup clean. And then I've also got my chair, which is normally around $500, but I got it for $200 on Facebook Marketplace. I bought it a few months ago, and it's been working out great. It matches the color scheme of my desk. And behind the desk, I've got a couple items on the windows. We've got a Master Sword, Mario, and Olimar. I've also got one of two speakers that attach to my computer and produce some pretty good sound for the desk. I've also got all my messy cords hooked under the desk. Yeah, that doesn't look too great, but you can't normally see it. On the other side, I've got poker cards and a little bit of physical media for my movies. Now this black box is magnetic and holds all of my Blu-rays and 4Ks inside of it. And I really don't collect many movies, so I try to keep the best of the best in this box, and that's all of my 4K movies in total. I also have 4 steelbooks for the Indiana Jones movies, Not a big fan of the fifth one. And of course, you can't forget the couch. It's got 2 recliners on each side, as well as my dog. In this corner here, I've got some Final Fantasy VII subtle merchandising. This is a promotional poster from 1997 that I had to import from Japan. This is one of my favorite and rarest items that I own. I absolutely love the black and white design of Midgar on this poster. I'm keeping that forever. And I've also got a foam replica of the Buster Sword that I modified and added green materia into just because I'm a nerd like that. And looks pretty good sitting in the corner there. Also here in the corner is a subwoofer for my TV speakers, a small side table, and finally it transitions into my TV and console stand. Now this is where all the entertainment happens in the room. I've got a massive 55-inch OLED TV that has popping colors and has worked great for almost a decade now. Recently I just played Resident Evil Requiem on it and it looked fantastic. And obviously I've got a JBL speaker soundbar to match that, and the subwoofer works great with that as well. And I'm pretty happy with the setup. So this is the PlayStation section on the left here. It's got all the PlayStation 5 items and accessories that I use very, very frequently. I've got my headset hanging off the side with a little headset hook. Works pretty well, and that's also where I charge it. I've got the PlayStation camera for live streaming. Rarely utilized, but it does work decently. I've got the base PlayStation 5 Pro that recently just got the PSSR update and looks great on the TV. I've got Resident Evil Requiem right there, probably doing my replay pretty soon. Got the PlayStation VR 2 controllers and headset that I got at a great discount, as well as my controllers, and a small ode to the icons of PlayStation in the logo. On the right is my limited edition Metal Gear Solid 4 PlayStation 3. And if you see my previous video, I got one of these imported from Japan. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been a great addition to the collection and it looks very sleek. Next up is the Nintendo section. I've got the Switch 2 and a black Wii U. I love both of these systems quite a bit. Got a lot of nostalgia for the Wii U era, and I'm a big fan of the Switch 2. And below all that, I temporarily have a massive retro PlayStation store sign made of glossy plastic and metal screws. It is double-sided. It's a very nice piece that I will eventually hang up on a wall, probably in another game room. And this was actually a local Facebook Marketplace find, so traded 1 or 2 items to get this, and I'm very glad to have obtained it because I think it would look absolutely stellar on a wall one day. It's not too jarring, so I'm a fan of it. Speaking of games, in the opposite corner of the room is my games display, where I display only the best video games that I truly enjoy. And at the very tippy top is a crown jewel of mine. This is a Barrett figure from the Final Fantasy VII Bring Arts line of figures. This was an extremely low produced figure that I managed to get for retail price. Don't ask me how I did that, but it was an awesome find, and I'm glad to own this one. Below that, I've got a Final Fantasy VII display with the PAL version of the PlayStation 1 version of the game. I just thought the cover art looks a little bit better than the Japanese and US ones here, so it works for display. And then I've also got a PlayStation 1 20th anniversary of PlayStation Steelbook that was only available in the UK, and it works well with that. Below, I've got my favorite Nintendo games on display from the Wii U, and also the Switch era, so more recent games that I've played, and huge fan of all of these ones. Below that is my Steelbook collection, or the best ones that I own. Couple new pickups in there. I managed to buy a lot of new Steelbooks in January, so planning to do probably a new updated version of a Steelbook collection video in the coming months. Below that is my PlayStation 5 collection. It takes up 2 of these modular boxes, but this top one has my favorite games, and yeah, these are all awesome picks. Can't wait to expand on it. Below that are my secondary, kind of sidelined games that I also really enjoy. Below this is the PlayStation 4 section, and I've got the best ones on display right now. The other box is in storage. And below that is my PlayStation 3 collection with also the best hits for me. The other box is in storage. Moving to my room, I have a Lego and Star Wars display that I'm very proud of. I used to be a massive Lego collector, but I've shrunken it down to a few core pieces, and I'm a huge fan of what this looks like in my room. There's a healthy mix of display pieces and my own personal creations through Lego, as well as some rare items. The Stormtrooper helmet is an amazing look. Obviously, this design has lasted a long time throughout the past 50 years of Star Wars. We've got Darth Vader sitting in the middle there. Very clean look for this helmet that I bought. These are all the Bandai Hasbro replica helmets from the Black Series. Big fan of these, saw these in a display video and I had to get them. And lastly, we've got Boba Fett hanging up, so 3 iconic designs that I've got hanging above the rest of my collection here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They're all sitting on motorcycle helmet hooks that I got from Amazon, and they just work really well and look like they're seamlessly sitting on the wall. Below that is my ship display. We've got my own Lego MIDI scale Millennium Falcon that I designed 100%. I was very excited to build a new MIDI scale Lego Falcon that was officially released, but I was actually very upset with the design of it. So I completely went out of my way, got creative, and built one from scratch with extra pieces, and I'm very proud of how that turned out. And I actually based the design of it off of my large UCS scale Millennium Falcon that is an official set that I have not messed with, because I think this is an absolute perfect display piece. I don't need to touch it again. Maybe they will make a newer version of this set, but as it is right now, it's my favorite Lego that I own, and works really well with this Wicked Bricks display stand that makes it look like it's floating above my little display case here. So huge fan of the overall design. And then on the right are 2 custom Clone Trooper Lego helmets. I would have the regular larger scale helmets if they produced them, but I'm pretty sure they don't exist yet because the helmets don't actually fit a human head. They were only made in CGI when the movies were filming. Below all of this are a few more things. We've got my custom Lego X-Wing display that I designed myself and looks pretty accurate to the movies. It's got my own building techniques in there as well. A custom Snowspeeder and Razor Crest The Razor Crest is from 2Bricks, and the speeder is from brickvault.com. The Scout Trooper helmet is one that I couldn't hang up on the wall quite yet, but another one that I really like. And the First Order Stormtrooper helmet that is from The Force Awakens. Love that. And then we've got a few bags of really, really rare minifigs here. My bookshelf display contains a couple video game items. We've got Cloud and the Hardy Daytona from the collector's edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I love all the details on the bike and on his figure. Didn't initially think I would ever buy this one, but it looked too good when I saw it in person. And then I've got the God of War 2018 Collector's Edition statue. Got this for pretty cheap back in the day, and big fan of the design of the statue. And finally, in storage, I have 10 video game collection bins that I will be showcasing in future videos. 4 PlayStation bins, 3 Final Fantasy VII bins, and finally 3 Nintendo bins. Each of these bins has been extremely meticulously curated with rare items from all across the world, including the US, UK, Germany, and Japan. And it's taken me a lot of time to find and figure out what I would like to collect. So if you'd like to see all the contents in these bins that weren't shown in this video, stay subscribed to the channel when I do breakdown videos. But for today's video, that's gonna do it. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more game industry analysis and curated collection content. If you got any questions, let me know below.